For a plumber like me, a foundry is like the chocolate factory for Willy Wonka. Steve Bruce is our tour guide today. Steve,
Hi.
what are you building today?
What are we doing? We're going to make some cast iron lavatory.
All right, so how does the process start?
First, we start with raw materials.
Great. Look at this place.
Here's our scrap piles. We got a lot of scrap here, as you can tell.
I see old bathtubs and stuff like that.
Those are pieces that didn't quite make it out as A1, so we bust them up, we recycle them, we melt them all over again.
But it's more than just old tubs.
More than just old tubs. If you got other stuff out there, we buy scrap from everybody that fits what we need.
Okay.
The electromagnetic crane picks up a bunch.
Look at that thing.
Dumps it into the sorting hopper, puts about 4.5 tons in when it gets dumped into a charge bucket. Then that charge bucket has to go get melted so we can turn it into liquid iron.
Then it's time to heat it up.
It is time to heat it up.
So this is a manual line here?
This is the manual one. Actually, what this is part of our Artisan Industry program. The artists have made a mold, and we're pouring iron into their handmade mold. This is really old school.
That hasn't changed much in 100 years.
No. Let it cool and see what comes out.
All right, so what's going on here?
We're making molds of cast iron lavatories.
Okay.
You take a sand mold to the top side and the bottom side of the mold, put the two together. In between the two now there's a space when you put them together.
A little gap in there.
A little gap in there, and that's what we're going to pour the iron into.
Okay. Look at that.
And here's what we got.
Okay. So they pour the molten cast iron in there, and then it cools, and then what happens?
It cools off downstairs, we break it open, and then we process it, clean it up, so it's ready to enamel.
Okay.
So why don't we go see them enamel them?
All right, great. So we've got our cast iron tub, and that's big, good, and strong, but we need to cover it somehow, right? Otherwise it'll rust, it's not hygienic.
If we don't coat it with enamel, it's going to rust.
Okay.
So we put on powdered glass, which is the enamel.
Okay, is that it here?
And the process, it's nothing more than powdered glass. It feels like
sort of gritty, more than talcum
like talcum powder almost.
Great. Okay, so how do you get that? Take us through the steps of the
We
process.
preheat the bathtub to about 1700 degrees. Then we put it in the melt furnace, bring it up to 1800 degrees, and apply a layer of powder to it.
Oh, so it's sort of like sifting the
We
glass
sift it on
onto
top with a vibrator, and it goes on top. We put it in the oven and it melts. 2 minutes later, we put another coating on. And that one melts for 2 minutes, and then we bring it out. At that point, all we do is cool it off, and you've got a finished bathtub.
That cake is done.
That's it.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.